Spider House is a murder mystery first written in 1932. I read the 1949 abridged edition, which cut out over half the book. It's 120 pages versus 275. Not to be rude, but I think a further 35% of the book could have been cut from the abridged edition. Argo Fump Book Review, Argo Fump Book Review. Our detective is State Police Captain Janice Catlin, who's supposed to be smart, manly, and daring. He's investigating a threat against wealthy criminal Ezra Boonton. Catlin meets the four suspects. Juan is the victim's sloppy brother. Hans Gruber is the victim's secretive nurse. Dr. George Laws is a straightforward doctor who thinks highly of himself. The suspect who gets the most focus is Dora Delray, the incredibly beautiful nurse. The story regularly mentions how attractive she is, even when it doesn't make sense to do so. The phrase shapely body appears so much I would not be surprised if it appeared on her tombstone. Nurse Delray is very seductive. She often shows off her garters. She's having affairs with the victim, his brother, and his doctor all at the same time. Our manly hero has a hard time resisting when she tries to make him boyfriend number 4. The victim's gorilla-like bodyguard is murdered. I'm guessing the unabridged version focuses more on his death, because the abridged version ignores it completely. Everyone just shrugs their shoulders and goes, "Someone was killed? Who cares?" Catlin and Sergeant McNulty guard the house. McNulty guards the stairs while Catlin hides in the coat closet. What does he think he can do inside a coat closet? Maybe he was thinking he could watch the front door? I don't know. The culprit locks Catlin in the closet and knocks McNulty unconscious. Catlin uses his pocket knife to undo the screws on the door handle, but he is too late. Someone shot the victim. The book treats this as a locked room murder, although technically it's not. The officer guarding the stairs was knocked out for a while. There's plenty of time for somebody else to enter the house, or for the culprit to hide the murder weapon downstairs. Because you know what? Catlin can't find the gun upstairs. He wonders what happened to it. The other two clues are a loud humming noise and the smell of burning hair. Those are the 3 clues to the murder mystery puzzle. Delray becomes the prime suspect when she's found hiding a deadly hypodermic needle. She confesses she planned to use it to frame one boyfriend for killing the other boyfriend. In other words, she confessed she planned to take out 2 men at the scene of a double murder. I think she would be arrested in real life, but Captain Catlin decides to let her go home because she's gorgeous, and she promises to do adult activities with him. After this, the murder mystery gets put on hold for 50 pages, while the book morphs into an action story where Catlin single-handedly defeats 2 different gangs of drug dealers. I get the sense this segment was originally written for something else because it doesn't quite fit in with the rest of the book. Gang number 1 kidnaps Catlin and Nurse Delray. Luckily, the pens in Catlin's pocket are single-shot pistols in disguise. He uses them to escape. Gang number 2 is led by Gruber. They kidnap Dr. Laws. Catlin cracks the gang's secret code to get their phone number, and there's a big rescue scene on a boat with armed guards. The book goes back to being a mystery at the end when Catlin returns to the Spider House. Spider was the victim's nickname, by the way. That's where the title of the book comes from. Doesn't really fit, does it? Catlin tries recreating the murder, but the bullet hole is not a match. Catlin concludes the murderer did not use a gun. That's why no gun was found at the crime scene. Instead, the murderer used a bow and arrow. The humming noise was the sound of the bowstring, and the smell of burning hair was actually burning feathers, which smells similar to hair. I didn't know that. Now I'm wondering how Catlin knows what burning hair smells like in the first place. The threatening message to the victim was typewritten. It takes Catlin less than a minute to realize Juan wrote it, because nobody else knows how to type. If solving the mystery was that easy, why didn't he do it at the start of the book? Also, it's kinda silly Catlin assumes only a skilled typist could have written the threat. It's a one-sentence threat. Even someone who's never seen a keyboard before could have done it. The carbon sheet on Juan's typewriter has a blackmail letter where Juan threatens to expose Dr. Laws as a drug dealer. The suspects all fight over this. Nurse Delray stabs Dr. Laws. As he dies, Laws confesses he committed both murders because his gang didn't want the victim to give money to the other gang. As I said, the book treats Kelly's murder like an afterthought. Again, I'm left to wonder if the unabridged version had more details about Kelly's murder, or if, like this version, his death is just a dramatic scare to end Chapter 1. The end. Post-book follow-up. There's a Chinese cook who is mentioned about 5 times. He never appears at any point. The words they use to refer to him are now considered racist slurs. Speaking of race, it's mentioned several times that Catlin has brown skin. Nobody makes any racist comments towards him. I take 5 points off of a book score for having bad racist or sexist content. This book checks off both boxes. There's an attempt at giving Delray her own personality and story, but the constant reminders of how attractive she is just emphasizes that she serves little purpose beyond being good-looking. The mystery is okay, but the 50-page interlude with the gang wars really throws things off. There are 2 murders during the gang wars. Both gangs kill 1 police officer, and those murders are both ignored. Ignoring 3 out of the 4 murders in this book doesn't really help the book's quality level. Maybe the unabridged version is better and it addresses the problems, but I'm not sure. I don't think the book needs more content. I would recommend having less content. Like, if it was a Sherlock Holmes short story, where the puzzle is figuring out how the murder was committed based on the 3 strange clues, that would be okay. Overall, I'd say it's a below-average mystery, and when I subtract 5 points for the racist, sexist elements that did not age well, I'm left with nothing. I give Harlequin number 74, Spider House, a 0 out of 10.